Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be Pro teaches noobs. I know you like how to do, you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teaches Noobs. Today with me, new guest on the show, Bailey.
Hey everyone.
Yep, I've had him on my show before in the past, but it's the first time in a while I've had him on, and first time I've had him on Pro Teaches Noobs. So
yeah.
So on, I just realized I didn't get the images up, so nope, that's not the right one. But yeah, today we're going to be going over. No, that's definitely not it.
Oh boy.
My mistake. We're going over both Batman Punisher crossovers.
Yay.
Now, this is something that it's questionably canon, but one interesting thing is this one where there's one of the cases where you have the crossovers where the first one actually is followed up by the second one.
Wow.
Number of times they usually will do it, it's like, oh, one and the other one are not connected at all, or they might make a reference. Oh no, this one's important, and it's basically this is part one of a two-part story, basically.
Wow.
Yep. First one though has Frank dealing with John Paul Valley.
Well, yeah, the
Asbat,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we remember him. The
anti-hero Batman.
Yeah, or
the killer Batman.
The killer Batman. The post, or he basically the guy who replaced Bruce Wayne after Bruce got his back broken by Bane.
Exactly. But yeah, now this one was actually written by Denny O'Neil, with art by Barry Kitson, who would actually go on to draw the main plot points of Night's End eventually.
Ah.
And this was dedicated to Ross Andru, who had passed away at this point. He was the guy who did the very first Punisher story back during the Clone Saga, and he drew the first Spider-Man Superman crossover.
Wow.
That's he had passed away by this point.
Wow.
But yeah, we open up shrieks and screams and moans, an unending cacophony of pain that echoes off the stone walls for all of eternity, and the stink of flesh that burns in the rivers of flame, burns but is never consumed. Here is a place of torment. These are the doomed. These are the damned. These are the souls whose pride and arrogance and disobedience earn them the punishment which will continue long after the sun is ashes. See them, hear them, witness their fate, but do not pity them, for they deserve their agony. And this is the source of the fiery river, the just and remorseless retribution, the wretched suffer. A blazing sword clutched in the fist of the holiest of heaven's chosen, the venerable Saint Dumas. He waits, he watches, he knows, and he judges. He peers into the depths of your being, and he names you. He calls you fool. He calls you heretic. He calls you sinner. No, not heretic, not a sinner. I am a loyal servant of Saint Dumas. He awakens without knowing that he has been sleeping, and he speaks aloud, though there's no one else in this huge cavern. No, perhaps I am disloyal, a heretic. I have abandoned the garb of the Order of Saint Dumas and put on these clothes, the costume of the Batman. but the Batman fights evil. He's on Saint Dunamis' side. He has to be. If I do Batman's work, I'll also be serving the Saint. Yes, that has to be it. He feels his confusion, ebbing, and his torment. He turns the strumming computers. They have intercepted and decoded a message from the Defense Department. Stole it, and someone stole a formula for rocket fuel from the Pentagon. The FBI thinks a man named Cash Reimer did it, but they don't know how to find him. I do. Bruce Wayne's database tells me that Reimer has ties to the local criminal, Tony Bresci. It is not the first time that he's been grateful for the work of Wayne, the original Batman. I can find Bresci. Batman can find him and Rimmer. I could be better than Wayne ever was. That will please St. Dumas. I know it will. Few places are worse than New York. Gotham City is one. I'm here because it's where the trail of a mook named Jigsaw took me. My contact said I'd get info in this bar. It's cruddy. That's okay. I'm used to crud. Hey, pal, maybe you could help me. Do I look like a bleeding heart? No, more like a bleeding armpit. Chink! This punk's got enthusiasm, but no finesse. He goes down fast and hard and final. Let me go, you lousy son of a... I'll do you a favor and stop you from saying something that makes me really hurt you. Now that I got their attention, it's time to up the ante and maybe get what I came for. Okay, you got 3 seconds to point me towards a punk who calls himself Jigsaw. Hey, I don't know no Jigsaw. Fine. Where do you want the first slug? What? Wait, maybe I can tell you something. Wait! Don't bother. I'd rather kill you. This Jigsaw, this Jigsaw, the guy who runs errands for him, is always in the church at 11. Which church? St. Ludger's, downtown. I hope you're lying. I still want to watch you bleed. I've been straight, I swear. Buddy, walking in, I noticed something. He seemed really interested in what's in this case. Papers. Maybe I'll like him as much as you. I grabbed them on a hunch. Sometimes hunches are money in the bank. When I split, my playmate looks like he doesn't know whether to puke or pray. Maybe he'll do both. Let me see that tape again, Rimmer. All right, Jigsaw, I'll play it one more time. I hope you're lying. I still want to watch you bleed. Blow me away. How we could get the whole thing on TV without them knowing. The camera's smaller than a pen point, Jigsaw. Of course, knowing where to put it was a big part of his success. Yeah, that dummy didn't even know that he would say exactly what I wanted the Punisher to hear. Then you knew this Punisher would find that bar? I played info that led him straight to it. Setting old scores and getting rid of a potential problem in the same maneuver, eh? Nice. And convince you that and that my claims about the formula we stole are true. The rocket fuel actually will ignite water. Actually, it separates the oxygen molecules from the hydrogen molecules and ignites the oxygen. But the effect is, yeah, we'll see when the Punisher gets to that church. If the stuff does like you says, we'll plant it somewhere between the old reservoir and the new. Set it on fire and no more reservoir. And Gotham gets thirstier than hell. The construction company I grabbed from Tony Bresci is the only one ready to fix the damage, which we do for a price, our price. They don't want to pay. They learn to drink dirt. Smartest thing I ever did leaving New York. This scam probably wouldn't have worked there. Here, it's pure gold. If this rocket stuff does like you say that it does, it will, Jigsaw. It's better for your sake. You know, I haven't decided what price I'm going to ask for, but I've always kind of wanted to have a whole city all to myself. It's after 11 when I arrive at St. Ludger's. I've seen this before. Beautiful old church in a neighborhood that's gone to hell around it. It always makes me mad. Still open this late. Maybe the punks in Gotham respects holy places. Maybe pigs can whistle. Nobody inside except a nun flinging holy water around. Maybe Jigsaw's errand boy hasn't arrived yet. Hiya, sister. Bless you. She splashes me with some of the stuff, and my knees turn to pudding. I'm seeing triple, and there's a hot coal in the center of my brain. Somehow I make it to the pew. The woman grins. She's a nun like I'm the Easter Bunny. The gun weighs as much as an aircraft carrier, but I get it out anyway. I croak, freeze. She isn't impressed. I don't blame her. The gun wobbles like jello. I'm still trying to aim as she flashes her teeth a final time and splits. That's when the fire starts. You were successful? I zapped him with the drug and he folded. Good. Now let's see how well he barbecues. I want to sleep. Never wanted to sleep so bad in my life, but the heat keeps me awake. Heat that sears my skin and fills my lungs with agony. I pull my coat over my head. It helps, but not enough. The front of the church is a wall of flame. There's a sec. But maybe there's an exit behind the altar. If I find the altar, if the altar really exists, can't be sure of anything except the fire. Fire is all there is. Either that's what's coming toward me, the hallucination, or my sins have caught up with me big time. As it lifts me out, I pass out. Probably just as well. Maybe I can get up to the choir loft, escape from the... No, it collapsed. Fire blocking all exit, beginning to burn the floor. The floor, yes, already weakened, should be possible to smash through and drop into the cellar. Thanks be to Saint Dumas. When he kicks the door open and I feel the night air beginning to cool away, the heat that stings, I start to revive. I can't get to my feet, but I don't have to. He carries me outside. Then the church belches fire and implodes. You're the Punisher. I recognize you from wanted posters. I heard I could find Tony Bresci in this neighborhood. I find you instead. I figure you figured to be the Batman, and you're thinking about turning me in, right? Of course. I got not a good idea. Why not? You're after Bresci, and I know he's teamed up with an old playmate of mine named Jigsaw. I know Jigsaw, how he lives, sings, breathes. I'm your best bet and shot at nailing both Jigsaw and Bresci, and of finding the rocket fuel formula. Rocket fuel? I don't know what I have to know what you're talking about. The only question is, are we friends or do we start hurting one another? We're allies until Bresci is caught. Then you become prey. Well, somebody does. He wins the prize for having the fanciest wheels I've ever seen. He gives me a quick briefing on the stolen rocket formula, and I have an idea. Okay, Batman, my contacts tell me some renegade rushers are in town, former KGB agents. They'll be likely customers for rocket stuff, and Bresci know that. Batman had an idea. This is where the local Russian underworld hangs out. Might be a place to start. Who are you, and who are you going? You are going where? Not allowed inside. You believe that? That we're not allowed inside? No. The guy's got moves. I'll give him that. Steam room's just ahead. Might as well start there. Heat bodies. It is as in my dreams, my vision. If you say so. I scanned the scene. No Jigsaw and nobody I recognize as one of his playmates. That leaves the ex-KGB punks. I don't know what they look like, so I ask, hey, any of you guys spies? You think they can tell you if they were? Probably not. Get him! But maybe if we shake things up, something will come loose. And even if it doesn't, I stand to gain. For the next few seconds, things get busy. We can barely see the Russians through the steam, but we aren't admiring them, just punching them out. We can see them well enough for that. As exercise, it isn't bad, but it's getting us nowhere. Hey, masked man, I'm bored. You got anything to show me? He does. And he has more pockets than a pool hall, and he reaches into one of them, takes out some kind of grenade. Maybe the gas mask he tosses me is a standard issue with capes. He hurls the grenade to the concrete floor. Instant slumber party. Pretty good, masked man. Let's take a closer look at these guys while they're sleeping. We might learn something. Maybe Rumor's here in disguise. Now, while he's busy, none of these men are disguised. They're all what they seem to be. The frustration always overwhelmed me. Scream, Saint Dumas, hear me! Help me! Cease your screeching. Did you expect to find what you seek here? Steam is not fiery water. Billows of mist cloud Batman's vision then. Vulnerable one, are you there? No answer. For months now, he has not been certain what he was seeing. Fiery water. The saint said, I'll look for that, whatever that is. Along the way, maybe I'll find the Punisher. I watch him hop into his fancy wheels from a roof across the street. It's where I split to while he was busy in the bath. Shame on me. Maybe I should have given him a farewell card. But I'm a loner. Meanwhile, there's Jigsaw. The Russian angle brought me 0, but I still got the papers I took off the lowlife in the bar. Code of business stuff, but one thing I could read. Okay, looks like a penthouse address. Jigsaw always did like fancy pads. Nice fireworks at the church, Rimmer. A small preview. The main performance comes just before dawn, Jigsaw, and the Gotham water system goes bluey. This is gonna be a real kick. He does not really see the dark streets that blur past his car. His frustration is in agony. No help from the state. No help from anyone. If only the Punisher had escaped. No, I don't need him. Wayne would have found a way. He'd use the computers. I can link up with the machines in the cave. Search the database for information on Bressie. This might be something. Bressie's construction company built a skyscraper, the Coachman building. Jigsaw took over Bressie's operation. He might be there. The building is nearby. It takes him less than 2 minutes. And so, yeah, we see him then show up as almost time, remember? By now, they've already started diverting water towards the new reservoir. Rocket fuel and primer explosives are set. At contact, the whole system will burst into flames. Both reservoirs will be smoldering slag heaps, and my construction company will be the only one in town ready to rebuild them. Nice, I'll be able to name my own price, and it won't be a bargain. I'll own this lousy town. He's heard enough. Who the? Rimmer, get away from him so I can. Second thought, you're doing fine where you are. The one with the gun flees. Not important. This one is important. This one has the knowledge. Not me. Him. You want the water. Talk. Jigsaw put the primer in the main conduit of the new reservoir. As soon as the water comes pouring through, it'll ignite our rocket fuel. And that will turn the water into something as flammable as gasoline. Millions of gallons will burn. Fiery water. What can I do to stop it? Nothing. It's going to happen in 10 minutes. It's all Jigsaw's fault. Ah! So he's heading on over there, and then as soon as it starts, slam! He takes it all out. Like high above the Batman radios, a call to shut the system down. Then he relaxes. Come daylight, this burg's going to be really thirsty. That's why I call the mayor and let him know I'm ready to fix the reservoir for a price. Our price. I'd ask you who you were talking to, Jigsaw, if I cared. Maybe you ought to. I got real interesting friends. How'd you get in? I put some guns on the doors with my last visit. The security in this hut might stop a Boy Scout, but not for long. Any last words? Maybe you heard the saying, actions speak. Dumb. When it's time to shoot, shoot. Louder in words. And while I'm busy cursing my stupidity and feeling my teeth rattle, he's pulling a piece of his own. I take a hit in the arm as I'm pitching my blade. I aim for his heart. I miss. Dumb move number 2. I take a second to watch myself bleed. That gives him time to break for the great outdoors. The fat mooks don't set speed records. My dental bill is going to be bigger than Mount Rushmore. Then, like always, it gets down to basics. Him and me. I glance over my shoulder and see a lot of nothing between us and the street. A whole lot of nothing. It's like slugging a sack of wet sand and getting slugged by one. This is getting me nowhere. Then it's his turn to be dumb. He gets behind me, trying to choke a hole and a chokehold. It takes all I've got, but I get my back and shoulders under him and heave. The street cleaners are going to need a blotter, a big blotter. Then something bursts from the shadows. I see what he wants to do. I wonder if he can possibly make it. I returned for Rimmer and found you instead. Your lucky day. No, your lucky day. No, yours. These ropes will hold you until the police arrive. You're not gonna stick around, Batman? You are Batman, aren't you? Yes. And I have unfinished business with your partner. Hey, maybe you'll kill each other. Masked men are all alike. They're always tying up a man. Why you have to make it so tonight? He was just handing you a line, Jiggy Boo. He likes you. Not. That's supposed to be funny. You know, it must be terrible not to have a sense of humor. I bet you have trouble getting dates. I bet you even have trouble getting figs. Next time I go into business with a New York City thug, I'll pick one who can laugh at himself. Because if you laugh at yourself, it saves me, saves me the trouble. Will you stop? I'm laughing at you. I mean it. Cut me. It looks like somebody beat me to it, Jigster. Is that a face or a roadmap? Oh, you mean cut your ropes? And ditching me at the bathhouse wasn't nice or smart or even useful. I'm still taking you in. Now, saved my life. I was hoping it wouldn't come to a punch-up between us. Fine, surrender and it won't. Not in the program. You'll keep getting in my way unless I drop you. I can see why the mooks are scared of him. He comes at me like something from a kid's worst nightmare. We're on the same side, him and me. Too bad we have to fight. I almost hate to slug him, but that's not the worst part. Him slugging me, that's the worst part. If I'd taken him out right away, like I usually do, it would have been okay. But the loss of blood from my shoulder wound is making me dizzy, and we don't have the time to waste. Any second now, Jigsaw could get loose. Gonna be free to murder innocent people the way my family was murdered. Can't let that happen. Not if my life means anything. I'd like to play fair, but it's not an option. It's not as bad as it looks. I know he's wearing body armor. The bullets will hurt, maybe break some ribs, but he'll live. Sorry, pal, but I had to stop you. You did it. That's what. And then what's it gonna take? More than you'll ever have. This one really hurts. I've asked you again. Surrender. Still not on the program. I feel myself weakening. He'll win unless I remember the bath, the pouch he pulled the gas grenades from. Tink! And he isn't ready for it. His breathing gear isn't operating. I watch him reel across the roof. Hear him gasp and choke. I grab my piece. I feel like a lump of coal in my fist. Hey, man, I cheated, okay? Dumb, but I had to say something. Sooner or later, I'll lose one, but not tonight. Tonight, I win. The victory tastes like ashes. I walk away. I've got an appointment with Jigsaw. After a while, he's able to fill his tortured lungs with the cool night air. Thank Dumas. I failed. I tried my best. But I tried my best. You understand that, don't you? That I did my best. Answer me, blessed Dumas, please! Forgive me! Is that too much to ask? I guess it is. And in those long, terrible moments, he knows that a place of torment does not have to be a lake of fire. It can be a city that is lonely and filled with failure. And nor must the damned always shriek and moan. Sometimes they suffer in silence. So how was that?
Well, I could definitely say this, particularly from the narration, because particularly regarding the narration, it's a '90s comic.
Yeah, but Denny understood the characters, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And this is Frank before Garth Ennis would change him.
Yeah. Overall, it was an entertaining book, and
What did you think about the artwork?
it took a little getting used to, but I kind of
It's Kitson, so yeah.
Yeah, I really do prefer this particular version of the Punisher, to be honest. Like, I don't particularly like the way modern writers write the Punisher ever since Garth Ennis had his hand on it.
Yeah, this is his early days back in the 90s, and we'll get more of it with Dixon next book. But what do you think about Joker with Jigsaw? I think that is the most fitting.
Yeah, like, no joke. Like, as soon as the Joker started speaking, Mark Hamill's voice suddenly came to mind. Like,
exactly, this so felt like Mark Hamill Joker.
Yeah.
But I gotta be honest though, if there's one downside, Azbat just felt like a load.
Yeah,
it felt more like a Punisher story.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, didn't that feel? It felt more like Punisher was Batman along for the lot ride.
Yeah.
But to be fair though, they do actually reference Jigsaw in during Night Quest.
Huh.
So this actually does get referenced, but it's just a quick blink and you'll miss it. Nothing else.
Yeah, basically like the Superman, the Savage Dragon crossovers,
which I've gone over before.
Yeah.
But
DC's kind of this weird.
Well, to be fair, you do know that Superman Alien was considered canon, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The first one anyway.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, that crossover tried to one of the many attempts
introduce a new Supergirl, yeah, but fell through.
Yeah, basically, DC was in that weird period where they would actually whenever they make a crossover, they will try to keep it in canon in the DC universe.
And not all of them. I know Batman Predator definitely wasn't considered canon.
I mean,
But
that's true.
but I gotta say though, but for this, it makes sense for Frank to win because let's be honest, it's like because basically he's more. He might be insane, but he's nowhere near as insane as John or Gene.
No, John is more unstable basically, while the Punisher still has his wits.
He's obsessive insane rather than crazy insane.
Yeah.
Is that a good way of putting it? He's obsessive insane, but he's not crazy.
Yeah, like has his wits. Like he's still.
Yep.
I do like when it comes to the Punisher comics. I think Mike Baron's run is possibly the peak, basically.
I'd say Dixon was.
Yeah.
Which we're about to see. We're about to see that here.
Yeah.
Because now we're about to pick up with Joker and Jigsaw, and we're going to have Bruce deal with Frank, and it's going to be very different. Also,
of course,
this is the first time John Romita Jr. ever drew the Joker, which he would later state when he actually worked at DC, he wanted to do it better.
Huh.
Yep, so
yeah.
I hate Gotham, but I had to come back here. Jigsaw never showed up in New York, and I figured he's still here. Want to get this over and go home. I missed my shot last trip. This time, I take Jigsaw down for good. My inquiries led me to this bunch of mooks who have been dealing with Snaggleface's new crew. A bunch of hotheads working for a scale named Luke Tango. I catch up with them in the paint factory. Too bad for them. That sounds like the last reel of the wild bunch in there, Commish. Bullock's right, Commissioner. Are we moving in? Not until I know the players, Renee. I have the high ground, but the position's all wrong. I can't move. Need some room. I'll make some room. I can smell paint thinner in the air. A few hot rounds into those vats. I have to hit something flammable. Bada bing! Bigger bang than I expected. Shame if everyone's dead before I get what I want. My lucky day. Ugh, but not his. Let's talk. We moving now, Kavish? We'll wait for the fire truck. It's too dangerous. There's no one in there worth a cop's life. We'll figure out the players from the dental records. Get tack to cover the firemen when they go in. My city. A city's always burning. A city with a fire in its belly. A city I'm here to take back. Street by street, block by block. Jigsaw. Who? Your boss, Tango. And Tango is working with him. Hey, and Luke, and Lukey, don't tell me nothing. I'm just a soldier, you know. I just don't know, man. Then you'll burn. I know this one. I know this one. He was a Gotham when I was absent. The Punisher. I'll have to take this one hard. Teach him to stay out of my city. Break them, bust them. His kind always come back for more. Jeez! I can almost respect that. And something's different here. Last time I was in Gotham, this guy was a reckless brawler. Now he seems more skilled. Something refined about him. Must have changed his personality when he changed masks. Michael was right when he figured this guy for a head case. He's a tough one. I can respect that. Punisher's tough, strong. At heart, he's just a brawler. All rage and brute strength. The fire must have strained the whole building. Timbers scream. Girders snap in the heat. Punisher! He's tougher than that. We have to find out what brought him to Gotham. I find that, and I find him. I didn't know where else to go. So you came here. Smart move, dirtwad. Sorry, a guy with a skull on his chest and lots of guns was asking about you. What did you tell the guy? This guy with a lot of guns. What kind of question did he ask? Did he mention me by name? Did he ask about Jigsaw? I didn't say nothing. I got away when some other freak busted in. This freak and the skull guy started fighting. He's lying. And he spilled his guts. He whined like the carry it is. He traded you for his pointless little life. And you know how I know this, Jiggy? 'Cause he's yellow. Get it? I got it. Oh, you're a quick one, Jiggy. I've had it with you, Joker. I've been in Gotham for months and I'm still spinning my wheels. You're supposed to help me move on the mob. You're supposed to make me a big man. Things take time. Walk, then run. Didn't I get you the best plastic surgeon that extortion could buy? Take your medicine. Let the searchers heal, and you'll have a pretty new face. Nobody trusts a guy with a face like a road map. Hey, well, there's good news anyway. The Punisher's back in town. I get the payback to hump that ruined my face. Well, then we both have someone who makes life worth living. Through this trip to Gotham and together at the last minute. The storage lock is the best we could do for a bunker. We're on the same side. We're on the same side. Can't you see? You see that, Micro? Oh, nearly handed me my head to me. Yeah. What gets into a guy like this? What do you want, Frank? Guy runs around dressed like a big bat. Look, I got the Gotham map stacked and tracked. Big vacuum after a recent gang war. Jigsaw's looking for a niche. Somebody's shouldering each other, but nobody's on top. With Tough and Tony Bresci dead, the field's wide open. And the field's wide open. The only new player who could be shaking things up is Jigsaw. Looking at what we've got, I'd say he never left Gotham. There's something missing here, Robin. How can Jigsaw be muscle and be muscle like minor mobs like Luke Tango when he has no network at Gotham? Beats me. I will not operate another open gang war, especially not the kind that draws killers like the Punisher to Gotham. Jigsaw is fronting for someone who knows Gotham's crime scene and the shadow relationship between the gangs. But who stands to gain by Jigsaw's ascension to the big chair? Can't breathe. Of course you can't, Luke. All that wet sand, so uncomfortable. Get on with it, Joker. My searchers are itching. The bandages come off tomorrow, my friend. Now, Luke, we want to know how to get in tight with Jimmy Navarone, up close and in his face. And we're on a timetable here. So tell us before we get, oop, crabby. Nevernore's a high roller, big spender. He does the clubs. What clubs? The venture room, Scatalions, Toby's backstairs. Are you hungry, Lukey? Eaten lately? No, not a bite at hours. Good. I wouldn't want you to get cramps. Oh, look at that, and look at that. I cut my hand on this hump. There's a hanky, Mr. Navarone. You got blood on my shirt. I'd have Lester and Bam Bam to make a suitcase out of you. You got 2 hours to think up some answers for me. Somebody's squeezing me, and Luke Tango's dropped off the face of the earth. You vouched for his crew. I brought them in on your word. That makes you responsible. I know, Jimmy. I'll find out something and try to get over and visit Mom. She's on my back because you never call. I'll get over there Sunday. And if you're not busy holding up a bridge, Mr. Naravone, you have a minute? 1 minute. What do you want to do with that laundry? We went on the one in Lintown. Is it leverage? To the max. We can't get another penny out of it. Then it burns, right? I'll have to look at the coverage, Jimmy. That's what we got, and that's what we got that freaking computer for, Sully. Run the numbers and give me the options. Do your job. You got your car, Mr. Naravone. Do I know you? Lou got sick all of a sudden and asked me to fill in. Me and him go way back. It's matches! Yeah, I seen Malone around, boss. Take us over to the King referee room. 4 in the morning, and Navarone's evening just starting. So is mine. And Jimmy's broken cover, Micro. I'm staying with him in case he meets with Jigsaw. What do you want from me, Frank? Keep digging. Anything you could find out about Navarone's operations could help. I'll need a hard data when I make my move. I'm hacking into Jimmy's computer right now. It's pretty sophisticated. Fancy. Sir, I've hacked into Navarone's system, but there seems to be someone else cycling there. Not a home program either. I'm certain I could show that proper enthusiasm if I had the slightest inkling of what you're talking about. Someone with really hackitude is mousing around the link farm. I'm going to have to get to the magic cookie before him and set up a nasty gram for his home box. Whoa, I'm not alone here. Sir, stop in the old night pub crawl. Getting tired of sitting outside. The limo driver gives me the eye. I give him indifferent. Low-ranking gunsaw. The toy box. Playroom for degenerates. And slow down, Chief. Nobody just walks in here, okay? Yeah. I can vouch for him. We're all pals. Long way from the neighborhood, aren't we, Frankie? The voice is familiar, but you misplaced your face, Jigsaw. We got some time to talk about the old days. Not a lot of time, Castle. Castle's here. Navarone's here. Maybe the rest of the subjects are inside. This guy's good. He's got me wandering in the woods here. Never seen this screen before. Booga, booga, booga. This guy set up a logic bomb. If I can't mouse around it, it'll invade the cave's mainframe. Who is this guy? I'm getting angry, Jack. Thought I told you I was serious. Now tell me something to make me happy. You're getting some heat, Jimmy. Luke Tango's been found dead, and some of the wise guys are pointing at you. Oh, other guy might be sinking to cross the street. We'll lose soldiers. You're being set up, Jimmy, and we don't even know where it's coming from. I don't gotta hear this! I got what I came for. Time to wrap this up and go home. Bad case, Castle. But just the one I knew you'd make. And now we have a request for a little number from Jimmy the Jinx. A little number called Who Can I Turn To? How about it, Jimmy boy? Care to sing along? I see you boys knew this party was bring your own gun. Hope you let me buy a few rounds. Joker, bring me his smile, boys. And hopping programs one step in front of this guy. Got a few moves this wizard's ever seen. 1, 2, and reboot. Total system nut and shutdown. He nailed me. Oh, too bad Batman missed all the action. The Joker surfaces again after months on the loose. Your move, Jimmy. Castle throws some gasoline on the fire. A new player. Get some, Punisher. Lovely. The Joker's favorite scenario. The voice isn't familiar. It's all, sorry. Castle throws gasoline on the fire. A new player. Name isn't familiar. Lovely. It's all way out of control. Everyone's got blood in their eyes. The Joker's favorite scenario. I can hear his cackle over the gunfire. He can choke on this. A room of righteous killers, not an innocent sight. Then the Boy Scout shows up. First hits of the night. You get in the gunfight. You have to expect to get shot, but you don't have to like it. Time to get serious. Let the blood rise. Ride the hate. Only way to survive the madness is to join in. Who is this tall, dark, well-armed stranger? I love him! Stay cold. Use the dark. Rage and fear swirl around like an angry tidal. Can't let them touch him. Man, what'd I do to deserve this? The Cape Choir boy is holding his own, but he's throwing fists in a firefight. We're on the same side whether he likes it or not. I can cut him some slack. I cut him some slack. Something for the effort. An action rakes back behind me. I pull a buckshot frag. 50 double out of the buck pellets with a semi-tex center. I aim for the sound. Close enough. Yeah! My face! My face! He took it again! Again! Castle! Jigsaw does the world a favor and takes out Nervone and his passions. After this is over, don't ever show your face in Gotham again. Nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want me to live here, right? You've been warned. What brought you back here? Maybe the city's too big for you to handle alone, bats. So, we're back to your classic look, huh? Same here. It's over. You're in no condition to resist. You mean my face? Just a couple of scratches. Nothing compared to a gut full of hollow points. Huh. I killed the Batman. Here's something to tell the guys. Thought you were a tough guy. Thought you were some kind of bad. Hurts, doesn't it? It can always hurt more. Drop the gun. Change partners at death. We're both crazy. You know that? You know the only difference between you and me, Castle? You kill because you hate. I kill because I love it. Chicky told me your whole sad story. Your family got themselves killed. So sad. You know, I think something like that happened to Batty, but it happened a long time ago. Do you know how I know that? Gotcha! Blinded. He basically shoots right in front of him to blind him with the gunshot. The masquerade, the gadgets, he's reacted just as a child would. Muzzle flash, throws shards of paint in my eye. But I could hear him, that laugh. Rising to a shriek. Blink the sparks away. Vision red around the edges. Lots of blood. No problem. I told you to drop it. Are you the one the Punisher came to Gotham to get? You seem like his type. Mindless and brutal. He stole my face again! Well, you're staying here. I cuff him to one of his victims. Castle and the Joker are next. Dozens of gangsters dead. Betsy and Gunboy at each other's throat. And I'm off without so much of a scuff on my shoe. It's all too rich. Last round's out of the Mac. No problem. I could do the Joker's hands-on. If I could catch him. Woo! A banana peel? Now that's comedy. You know what's funny? This situation reminds me of a joke. You probably already heard it, huh? I'm a sick man, Mr. Vigilante. I'm really not responsible for what I do. With the proper therapy, I'm sure I could be cured. I've got all the therapy you need right here, comedian. You're really gonna do it. That's enough, Castle. The hell and what the hell is this? How many times have you put this maniac away? I can end it right in here and now. Joker, yes, run. Huh? Run for your life. This may be your solution on your turf, but in Gotham, we do things a little differently. You. Whoopim! I let you have that one because you probably think I deserved it. I said one! Don't test me, Castle! You ever come here again, and I'll see you in a cell out on Blackgate with the other murderers. Or maybe Arkham will better suit you and will suit you better. You know, you and that giggling idiot deserve each other. Jigsaw will come home. I can wait, but it'll be good to get back to the jungle I know. It may be a cesspool, but it's my cesspool. Things make sense there. I hate Gotham. So how was that?
Much better than the other one.
I mean, the other one wasn't bad, but this one felt better. Felt more like falling action in the right way.
Yeah. And plus, it's the Batman the Punisher versus
Joker and Jigsaw. Not just Jigsaw and some random mook.
No. What? Also, I actually kind of forgot that everybody still thought that Paul's Batman was still Bruce. Even Superman in that one crossover they did thought that Paul was Bruce, which
Which remember, this was back in the days where you had separate editorial teams.
Yeah.
But of course, for the rest of the general public, it makes sense for them to think they're the same guy. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
But I gotta say though, I do like how Bruce is letting him slide. He's basically like, keep at it and you're gone. Like he knows Punisher isn't moving in. So he's being reasonable about this.
Yeah. Oh.
But what did you think about Chuck's Frank?
His Frank is pretty good.
It felt similar to Denny's, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
But what do you think about the artwork here? What do you think about John Romita? I gotta say, it's a bit too scratchy here.
Yeah.
I love this page.
Yeah. I am not particularly Romita Jr.'s artwork is kind of hit and miss for me. Overall,
I mean, I thought this was some of his better work, but I just still think it was scratchy.
Yeah.
But what did you think? About this all? I felt the first one felt a bit more convoluted of a plan. This felt simple. Joker's using Jigsaw to take over the mobs. Plain simple. No lake of fire.
Yeah,
although I gotta say, Jigsaw losing his face again. That feels like that should have been something reserved. Like the fact that you knew that was going to happen anyway. No way in hell was they going to keep his face.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And,
like I said, I loved the fact that Robin Tim took out microchip.
Makes sense.
But that's the last we see of Micro for the story.
Yeah.
It felt like they just did that just so they can have him help.
Yeah. Oh.
I like matches being there, but I gotta say, but what do you think about this whole two-parter in general?
I definitely think it was a good two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think overall, I still prefer the Superman Savage Dragon crossovers.
Except that was the case of two different creative teams and all that, but I didn't mind those. But for this, I think the fact that this was a two-parter, I like that. They don't usually go that extra mile.
Yeah. I think, one of the...
It was a two-parter, because it wasn't now. I do like as well that they didn't have to do the same part, because you could have had Jigsaw gone back, but then they decided, nope, Jigsaw's still gone, so we'll just have it be he stayed in Gotham.
Yeah. I think, it's all... I always, basically, I think basically the way the Joker's written here, it kind of reminds me of a friend of mine who's Chris, who well, to put it this way, he doesn't care. He doesn't like the Nolan Batman films.
Ah,
He doesn't like the Dark Knight either. He's not particularly a big fan of the Joker in the film.
gotcha.
The reason for that is that he thought that the Joker didn't really tell funny jokes.
True, but no, they don't always have to tell funny jokes.
Yeah, I know. Here he actually they're not really funny, but they're very witty and they fit the Joker, you know.
They definitely do.
Like once again, I hear Mark Hamill's voice in this dialogue.
Agreed.
I hear Kevin Conroy's voice in Batman's dialogue in this comic, you know.
Yep, I agree. And for Frank, I definitely hear Thomas Jane.
Oh yeah, Thomas Jane. It's so weird, you know, that it's so weird, you know, like it's so weird that Thomas Jane. That's the one the first Punisher movie.
Yes, the first one.
Yeah, it's so weird, you know, because the MCU Punisher TV show is supposed to be more faithful to the comics, but yet
And it kind of was.
But everybody tends to agree that Thomas Jane was the best actor to play the Punisher.
Oh yeah, and he did that fan film short too. Remember?
Yeah, it was really good in that too.
What was it called? It was called
Dirty Laundry.
Laundry Day.
Laundry Day. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah. Oh, that panel. Yeah, as soon as you brought up this panel, my God, you know, back then they really gave Batman these really long pointy ears.
Yeah, but not that. But yeah, that was the Kelly Jones stuff. I don't know. I think that's what I think John Romita was following up of. He was following up with the Kelly Jones style.
Yeah.
Fuck our joking, like he's yellow.
Yeah, I think when Romita Jr.'s artwork really shines, in my opinion, is the way he draws henchmen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the henchmen are
yeah.
Like I say, his Frank is very good here.
Yeah. You know, it's just a shame. You know, it's just a shame that, you know, when it comes to like the definitive Punisher writers, both Chuck Dixon and Mike Baron, they turned out not to be particularly good people.
Yeah, let's not go in there. Let's not go in there on here. Let's not go into that.
Yeah.
I'd rather not go into that there because But so overall, what would you give a ranking for this? Is this something like you want to get your own copies or what?
Yeah, it definitely could be something I could definitely want to read. We got
that omnibus. We got that omnibus coming out. This will be involved in that.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like those cheesy action movies. Like no masterpiece, but definitely something you want to put into it just to have a good time.
Bryce, this is comparable to both of these parts were compared to a special crossover episode of a season, but they were 2 seasons apart.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Like, the first one was during one season, and then this was the follow-up the season after.
Yeah.
Whereas, the in-between was Batman getting back in the game.
Yeah. I would say the first one, I give it around 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would say. The second one, I would definitely give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, both
definitely. They're both pretty good on their own. I would say as a whole, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 on a whole for both.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, basically, like I said, I miss this version of the Punisher.
Agreed.
God, I really hate what they did when they revealed that he wasn't a particularly good father or husband. I'm like,
and that's the worst part. Jason Aaron did a good job with Punisher Max. My only thing is, I'm guessing it's purely because he was given marching orders on what to write that book. I don't think that was a book he wanted to write, but he was told to write it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he
The
gets
Punisher
because he gets Frank. He does get Frank.
Yeah. Then the Punisher became a ninja.
Okay,
and,
let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that one.
yeah. Like that was stupid.
It was.
Well, the Garth Ennis one wasn't that meant to be non-canon? Like supposed to be set in its own universe?
No. Marvel Knights was canon. Max was not.
Ah.
So Welcome Back, Frank, and the Marvel Knights run was all canon.
Oh.
But Max is when it went off into its own thing.
Ah.
But that makes sense though, because Marvel Knights wasn't that gory and realistic.
Yeah. Like I do know, like there's this one particularly well-regarded Punisher series called the War Journal.
Yep. I think that was the Dixon written one.
That was canon.
Oh yeah, the War. Oh no, the War Journal or War Zone, because War Zone was Garth Ennis returning for one more story.
The War Journal.
The War Journal was an ongoing series.
Yeah.
And that was canon because that was back when Punisher had 3 books. Punisher was that popular. He had 3 books.
God, remember when popular characters used to have more than one book?
Mm-hmm.
Superman had Superman, Action Comics, Man of Steel, The Adventures of Superman.
Agreed. But yeah, you have Punisher Warzone, and I forgot what the other one was. But I do remember it was 3, because then they eventually had the Suicide Run.
Yeah, Punisher Warzone, which they later used as a name for the second movie.
Yep.
Which was
so it was Warzone. It was Punisher War Journal, and Punisher Warzone. And get this.
Wow.
On Suicide Run, that was when they killed off Frank and then replaced them with 3 or 4 replacements. So it was supposed to be their own, their own take on the reign of Superman.
The reign of Superman, yeah. Oh.
Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me on this, man. Hope to have you on this more. And you'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay, well, it's great to be here. Well, hopefully join you in whatever other project you do. Okay, see you later. See you later, everyone.
Yep. You don't have to sign off yet, by the way.